back to more pressing matters today.
Let me take a guess where we're going, but go ahead. Okay. That's good. You're going to open the door for me.
Jack Swarbrick said last night in Notre Dame that he would begin contacting potential candidates. As you know, as it always is, your name is thrown in there. So I got to ask, have you or any of your representatives been contacted by Notre Dame? Would you consider it if you were?
First thing I'd say is that's Notre Dame's business. Nobody else's, as far as I'm concerned. What they choose to do is their business. And if they had or hadn't, I think it'd be inappropriate for me to comment on that. Secondly, I'll give you the same answer I've been giving people when we give recruits all the time. I've been sitting here for 11 years now, and the people that throw it out in recruiting, my typical response would be to just ask our prospects or any prospects to ask that question right back to the team that's throwing it out there. I know Coach Paterno and Coach Bowden have been in their jobs longer than I have, and I know Coach Brown has down at Texas. Outside of that, I'm not sure who else is on the list. Bob Stoops, Randy Etzel, two guys that I have great respect for and are friends. We all came in the same year. I think we're the only 3 survivors from our class. So, I can just tell you what I've been telling people for a long time. I like it at Iowa. I've had my paycheck. I've had paychecks from 3 different places now since 1981. My first full-time job was here. I'm not a vagabond coach, and I like it where I'm at. I've enjoyed every day. Not every day, but most days. I don't see things changing here.
What about
I'm sorry, Bob. One second. And I'm going to go back to just so you guys know this. I tipped our team off. We had a team meeting yesterday morning, and I've asked them to one policy's been in place, but I've added to that. I've always asked them not to discuss injury situations. I just don't think that needs to be out there. It doesn't give us any competitive advantage, and I'll be the voice of that. The other 2 things I asked them, if anybody wants to ask them about these 2 topics, just bounce it right back to me. Anybody's NFL status, I can tell you right now, John Weinke is not coming out for the draft this year. We established that yesterday in the meeting. But please don't ask our players about their NFL status, and please don't ask them about my status. And I gave them the same talk. I mean, it's just, to me, it's all. We got a lot of good things going on with our football team, and we've had some bad things going on. They've been reported to, but there are a lot of good stories, and I think those things are a lot more meaningful to fans out there than if John Weinke's going to go to the NFL. So I'd appreciate trying to resist that temptation. But if you don't, you're doing your jobs too. But I can just tell you right now what our players are going to tell you. Outside of maybe Darrell, he might give you the answer. So you may not see him till after the bowl game.
What would he say?
What would he say?
Well,
who knows?
What would your players say?
What are they going to say?
Yeah.
They're going to say, ask
what
me.
What have you told them to say?
Ask me, which we just asked. So we're good to go.
Oh, Stanzi, what's his progress?
Well, all we did yesterday was the guys went out and just did a mild run. I mean, they basically didn't do anything at all. And he's moving around really well. He was bouncing around a week ago Saturday. I don't know, I mean, he probably could have thrown the ball, but he'd be at risk back there. Excuse me, but things are really going well with his rehab, and we're not going to do an awful lot with the guys that have played all season long this weekend, but he'll be out there throwing the football around, and I fully anticipate him to be full speed probably next week. He could probably play this week. I mean, it'd be a little shaky, but what have you.
But Jeremiah and Dad,
those guys are all, they're good. They're good to go. Jeremiah's really close, and Tarp, I didn't mention him. Talk about great stories. Jeff had a mild knee sprain out of the Ohio State game. We practiced all week. We didn't quite look 100%, and then pregame, we just decided, why fool around there? So we pulled him out. And this is illustrative of our football team. So you got Troy Johnson, who's the number 3 choice at will, and jumps in there and ends up being the Big Ten Player of the Week. So how good is that? How neat a story? And he played a great game. Obviously, our defense played a great game. And again, after watching the weekend, anybody worried about the 12-0 score? Yeah, they all count. They all count. This isn't. They say horseshoes. I never played horseshoes, but they say it counts in horseshoes. It doesn't matter if it's close or not. There are a lot of teams that would have taken a 12-0 win after last weekend. So, I thought it was a great effort. And again, that's illustrative of our team. Most of our challenges have been offensive, but Troy jumping in just like Joe Conklin has at free safety. Really a good story.
Is the NFL going early thing, is that a good problem in your eyes because it's, other recruits see that?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I'd rather have everybody stay through their senior year. And I personally think it's the best thing for any player. But it's kind of like, we get occasional calls, staff members, have guys call and say, hey, we'd like to talk to so-and-so on your staff about a position. I don't answer for our coaches, and I always tell people that. I respect the call, but, I think it's up to our coaches to make the best decision. And for the players, it's the same way. And I know we have 3 guys right now that are worth talking about. We've already probably beaten that horse to death enough. But it's a very simple process. I think it comes down to getting the right information. Where do they really fit, not based on somebody's .com site, but talking to NFL people that really know and watch all the tape, and they also know the draft board. So you try to get that information in front of the player, and then then after that, I think every player has to determine what are they looking for, what slot are they thinking about, what's realistic, and then it's entirely up to them. And last year Sean made the decision to go out. Fred Russell made the decision to not come back, use a 5th year and or a 4th year of eligibility, and Dallas made the same one. And I'm not going to say any of them are right or wrong. Obviously Dallas has worked out well, and I think but it's a personal decision. So to me, my job is to make sure we get the information, accurate information in front of the players, and then it's up to them to figure out what it is they're looking for, their family's looking for.
Does that January 15th deadline to declare, is that too early for players? I mean, the draft's in April, and seemingly there'd be plenty of time, but I think that's a date for the NFL.
Yeah, things do shift, but I think the knowledgeable NFL people right now can give you a fair idea of where where on the board someone's going to go, and there's nothing exact, and it's like anything else. If you let's say you declare on the 15th, if you do poorly afterwards, your stock can go down fast, and then conversely, there are a lot of workout warriors that elevate their stock, and I was always leery of those guys when I was coaching in that arena, but it all gets weighed in. But I think in general terms, players kind of know where they're going to go.